Hello, everyone. I'm going to give you a little bit more overview of the final project. In a class like this, the final project can be a little abstract and a little complicated to understand. That's okay. Just remember, at the heart of this project, it's about learning. It's about playing around with these different tools. It's about thinking about digital humanities. It's about thinking about problems in your community, problems you care about, and how to engage those problems with the digital humanities knowledge you've gained from this class. So again, don't freak out or get too overwhelmed. As long as you're learning and you can demonstrate your learning in your project, it's okay. Your project can be messy. That's fine. So let me just back up and kind of give another overview of the project. At the heart of this project, it's about engaging something you care about. I think it's important for people to use the knowledge that they gain from these fields and apply them directly to their worlds, to their lives, to solving the problems that they face. The humanities is about making life better for humans, more enjoyable for humans. It's about bringing attention to problems that make our lives more difficult. So, again, start with identifying a problem that you care about. It can be local, it can be in your community. Those are really great problems for digital humanities projects. It could be state or national problem, a global problem. That's fine. It just needs to be a problem that you care about and that other people care about solving. And then start to think, okay, here's my problem. Now start to think about the digital humanities and what you've been learning about algorithms and artificial intelligence and data visualizations and archives and this week digital storytelling. You're learning a lot about the digital humanities and its tools and its platforms. So now you want to think, okay, here's the problem I have that I want to engage. What knowledge from the digital humanities can I apply to that? For example, could I make an archive that would help engage this problem? Would an archive of documents and materials and resources help people engage this issue, whatever it is? So once you figure out your problem, and you start to think about ways that the digital humanities can help you solve or engage the problem, then start to think, okay, how can I bring these two things together? You might be able to create a data visualization. You might be able to create a digital story that helps us understand what's going on, how to engage the problem. You could bring awareness to a problem. You may find that fully engaging any problem with a DH lens is really complicated. So some of your project can be explaining what you would like to do. You can outline larger aspects of the project that you can't actually complete because you need knowledge from other disciplines. You need other people involved in the team. You need more time. You need more funding. You need more skills with digital tools. That's fine. So if there's an idea that you have about a DH project that could engage your problem that is, maybe well beyond your skill set, and well beyond the labor of one individual, that's okay. You can just outline in your project what that might look like. So let's just say, you have this problem and you've outlined these concepts and tools and ways of engaging that problem. For the parts that you can't really engage yourself, you can outline a plan or a way to think about engaging this problem. So you might say, hey, I can't build an archive, but an archive would be really great to engage this problem. Here's how you would want to do that. Here's how you would want to set up the archive. Here's why an archive would work well to engage these problems. Here are the types of materials that you'd want to put in the archive. Here is how you'd want to search the archive. Here is how you'd want to write algorithms, right? So that people can search the archives in certain ways, so that they can see the materials in new ways and engage this problem in new ways. You can outline that. You can explain all of that in detail, because obviously you don't have time to just build an archive. And then, of course, you might find some data sets. I know some of you have mentioned looking at recycling issues in Ellensburg. Let's just say you find a ton of data sets about how recycling is organized in the city, and you want to visualize some of that data, or you want to do something with that data to help us understand the problem, to help us engage the problem. That's something you could probably do on your own, because you have experience with some of these data viz tools, and getting a data set isn't always that hard. There's lots of data sets available, raw data sets available on websites all over. So you can get those data sets, which technically don't mean a lot when they're just sitting there raw, and you can help us read those data sets, and you can tell us why we want to read them in this way. Why would you visualize these data sets about recycling in these ways? What is your goal? What do you want us to do with this problem? And so that brings us back to this final step when you're thinking about the project. How do you want your audiences to engage your project? What do you want them to do once they know this problem exists? And then consider that when you're outlining your project, when you're designing your project, when you're thinking about your project. Think of the rhetorical questions here, right? What is the purpose of engaging this problem? Why is it important for these people? My intended audiences are who? Who stands to gain and lose from this problem? Who are these people? Figure out who stands to benefit and lose from this problem and target them with a message. Think about who these people are and what it takes to actually convince them. And what do you want them to do in relation to this problem, and make your project draw that out. So maybe your project is a digital story about a problem, right? And you want us to understand how the problem works. A lot of people, right, don't see problems that other people see, and they need to be made aware of it first. And sometimes a good digital story, a good data visualization, a good archive, it can help us see something that we've been unable to see. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and hopefully that gives you a little bit more understanding of the final project. But please reach out to me, and we can talk about these projects. We're going to start to slip into the final project drafts, and we're going to spend a lot of time drafting and talking about these projects. So hopefully that will help. But please reach out to me if you have a question, or if you just want to talk about your project. I'm happy to help.